Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Ones, empaths. Have you ever experienced a sudden shift in how the narcissist treats you? The narcissist involved in your life could be well gone, or they're getting on with their lives, or you think they're getting on with their lives. You could have been put through a brutal devaluation when you last had contact, but beneath the veil, wherever they are now, they're actually revaluing you again. It's actually alarming, and it's quite a challenge and a problem for the empath and the chosen one, and it can be very alarming and scary when the narcissist hoovers after a long period of time, or even a not so long period of time, but you haven't had contact. And this can give you mixed signals and confuse the empath, can really confuse the empath. But they've realized life's not better without you. They've realized this now. And, the grass isn't greener on the other side. Remember, a narcissist is suffering. They go through a cycle of idolization, right? And it's down to you setting boundaries. This is just the way it works. Narcissists will make out you're nothing. They could discard you, brutally discard you, reverse discard you, display so much toxic behavior that you cut them off. They could make out they want nothing to do with you. They can do all sorts of things to affect your self-esteem, your self-worth. And, they can go on with new supplies which can invoke feelings of jealousy or betrayal in the chosen one, an empath. But the thing is they get back out there and they realize very, very quickly that these new partners that they're entertaining, these new suppliers that they're entertaining, are not on the level of the chosen one, an empath. They realize this. Now, some people have been commenting in the comment section saying, "Oh, Zion, that sounds narcissistic," saying that the chosen one and the empath is the prize, and the chosen one and the empath, they won't find better. It's not narcissistic. It's actually common sense, right? When you were being the way you were treating them, only you know the way you treated them. Yes, you're not perfect. Yes, you may have had good days. Yes, you may have had bad days. But on a whole, grand scheme of things, you loved this individual. You treated them fairly. You treated them justly. You empathized with them. You supported them. You helped them. You were there for them in their time of need. You were a solid support system to them, right? Yes, they were extracting all of this as supply. They were absorbing all of this as a supply source. But nevertheless, you were actually there for them. You were someone they could depend on. You were loyal. You were transparent. You were honest. You were true, right? They could count on your word. They could trust your word. Now they find themselves in situations with new supplies where they can't trust the new supply. They can't trust the words that the new supply utters, right? And this causes a lot of internal conflict in the narcissist because they need control. And if they can't even control, knowing that the words that someone utters are true, that causes them a great confusion, a great upset. That causes them a lot of grief, basically. So you need to understand that this cycle occurs with the narcissist. The same way when you was in the relationship, they may have devalued you and then baited you and love bombed you again, and devalued you and baited and love bombed you again, and you were in this back and forth cycle with them. Now if you've let distance speak for itself, you've let absence kick in, they feel your absence, they feel the void. You're not communicating with them. You've let them go. You've let them get on with it, right? This is when they the crazy obsessive shift starts to kick in the narcissist, right? And they start going through this idolization period again, right? But they haven't got you in their lives, in their everyday lives. So they just have this obsession to deal with, right? They just have this obsession that they have to live with. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Just like this video showed up for you, help it show up for someone else that it may help in the community. Thank you. But they go through this re-idolization or idolization period, you know, after they've ruined the relationship, after they've ruined the relationship, they've ruined what you had between yourselves. They've ruined it, you know. They've gone off with new supplies, or they've treated you so badly you had to cut them off, you know, or they've discarded you brutally, or they've reverse discarded you. They've ruined the relationship. They've ruined the trust, right? They've ruined what you shared or what you thought you shared with this individual. They've ruined it. And that reinforces the re-idolization as well, because they realize that you're becoming a person that no longer trusts them, that's no longer going to treat them the same way. You know, you're not going to be the same person who you was for them when you were together. You know, you're not going to be that person for them anymore, right? So that hurts them. So they're an enemy of their own mind, basically, and they're obsessing. You know, they will obsess. You know, and the thing is it's very hard for them, because they may have made out that you're nothing and you're meaningless and you're worthless. And as long as you don't let that affect you, you know, in the way that they treated you through the classic narcissistic handbook, in whichever kind of tactics they use to try and make you feel worthless or meaningless, then they get out there, you know, and then they're like, oh shit, you know, they actually had something decent with you, you know, and they know time's kicked in, time's a factor, and you've grown more distant from them. That's why all of you should not reach out to them and just let them get on with their journey. Let them get on with their own lives, you know. You should always let them just go. Never pursue them, never chase after them. Let them go. And this crazy obsession shift starts to kick in, where they re-idolize the former chosen one and the empath, right? And you may have even experienced these shifts that I talked about during the relationship. Like, they would have shifted from the devaluation to the idolization during the relationship when you were together, right? So they would have treated you nicely on some days, then they would have treated you meanly on other days. They were going through this cycle of re-idolization, idolization, and devaluation, even during the relationship. But regardless, even if the narcissist is well gone, or you think they're well gone, or you think they're getting on with their lives, you know, like I said, you could have been put through devaluation. You know, the last time you had contact, they could have brutally discarded you, reverse discarded you. But beneath the veil, if you let time kick in, they will start revaluing the chosen one and the empath again. And when the time comes that you get a hoover, or you even see some indirect contact from them, you know, they can be indirect hoovers or direct hoovers, right? A direct hoover is them, you know, phoning your phone or texting you or contacting you on social media or something like that. But they also do indirect hoovers, right? Like, well, how can I describe an indirect hoover? They'll do something to you, like on their social media. They might post something to trigger you. Like, it's like baiting. These indirect hoovers are like baiting. You know, they'll try and do something on their social media, you know, to try and bait you. They'll just do something, you know, to trigger a response from you, and this is a form of a hoover. You know, hoovers aren't always a declaration of love, right? But it's actually alarming and scary when you see that this person is weird, whether it's a direct hoover or indirect hoover. you start to see them for what they really are, and you're like, oh my God, you know, you was with this narcissist for however long you was with them, and they pulled the wool over your eyes, you know. And it's alarming and scary when a hoover actually comes along your way, and sometimes hoovers can come after a long time, you know. And it's actually very alarming and very scary. It is very alarming and very scary. But look, they've realized life's not better without you, and the grass isn't greener. They've realized this now, you know. They had a precious stone like you, who you were, and they've gone and traded you this precious stone for a, you know, a shard of glass, you know. And they've realized now that this new supply isn't cracked up to what they thought it would be, you know. So just remember, the narcissist is suffering wherever they are in the world. You know, they'll try and mask their pain. They'll try to make out they're doing okay. You need to look beneath the veil with this one. They are suffering, you know, especially because they know fundamentally that they ruined the relationship, and it's their fault why they lost the chosen one, an empath, right? It's actually their fault through their behavior, whether it's a discard, reverse discard, or you cut them off because they become too toxic. It's actually as a response. It's their behavior which caused this separation between yourselves. So now it's down for you to set some boundaries, you know. So when the hoover does come, direct hoover or indirect hoover, you don't get baited into pursuing them, or you don't get baited into speaking to them or engaging with them. You know, let their crazy obsession haunt their minds. Let them suffer. Let them, you know, go on with new supplies and try and figure stuff out, you know. Let them go. It's the best thing you can do, is letting them go, you know, and putting up no resistance. So, you know, they will suffer these consequences of messing around with you. And karma's not on their side, the angels are not on their side, the universe is not on their side, God's not on their side. Whatever your belief system is, it's not on their side, and they are going to be suffering going forward with their lives, and they're going to have this crazy shift of re-idolization, obsession in their minds that they have to live with from losing the chosen one and the empath. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you don't have to, but if you would like to donate to the channel and offer some support, you can always find the link in the description box. And there's a few things I want to touch on before I draw the video to a close. I've launched a new free community forum on the membership website. It's open for everyone. It's free. It's open for everyone to use to build, expand, and connect with fellow survivors. I'm looking at the longevity of the forum, as I should have created one when I first launched the membership site. I'm also running one-to-one sessions. If you want tailor-made advice and me to shed some light on your issues, you can always reach out. The empath group meeting is coming up on the 28th, and there is a Telegram and WhatsApp group created for survivors to stay in touch. Lastly, if you want crisis email support and a plan of action, the links for all I've mentioned are in the description box below. And if you'd like to know more about Let No Contact work on the narcissist, give it time, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.